Episode 4. Up! Get up! A faint, distant cry, seeming to come from beyond the horizon, jolted Han Li from his deep sleep. Han Li's eyes snapped open to find a massive face pressed right up against his own. He flinched back, shrinking away, before finally recognizing the owner of that terrifying visage, the other boy, Zhang Tai.
Zhang Tai handed Han Li 2 steamed buns, still warm and steaming. Alright, let's get something to eat.
We're meeting Elder Mo after dinner. Where did you find the food? There's a big kitchen near the valley. I saw everyone getting food there, so I went and grabbed a portion too.
After I finished eating, I realized you hadn't had yours yet, so I grabbed a couple of steamed buns for you.
Thanks, Brother Zhang. Han Li was genuinely touched, seeing that Zhang Tai looked much more mature than himself. The address Brother Zhang slipped out naturally.
It's fine, I'm used to doing this at home.
If I'm not doing something for a while, I just feel a bit restless inside.
If you ever need a hand with anything, just say the word.
I may not have much else, but I've got plenty of strength to spare.
Han Li hadn't eaten breakfast or lunch, so he was starving. He wolfed down a steamed bun in 3 or 4 bites. You polished off 2 big steamed buns in just a few moments. It's getting late. Let's go see Dr. Mo. He glanced at the setting sun outside the window, calculated the time, and decided it was time to see Dr. Mo. He and Zhang Tai then headed to Dr. Mo's room. Inside Dr. Mo's room, rows of bookshelves lined the walls, each one crammed full with all kinds of books.
Master Mo.
Dr. Mo was leaning back in his armchair, a book in his hands, completely absorbed in his reading. He hadn't noticed the 2 boys arrive, nor had he heard their greeting.
After all, Han Li and the other boy were just children. Seeing Dr. Mo ignore them, they grew flustered and could only stand there, waiting awkwardly. Han Li's feet were starting to go numb from standing when Dr. Mo finally unhurriedly placed the book he was holding onto the nearby desk. He gave the 2 boys a cold once-over, then picked up a cup of tea and took a few small sips. Only then did he speak, his words slow and deliberate. From this day forward, you 2 are my nominal disciples. I will teach you the basics of gathering and refining medicinal herbs. I may even impart some life-saving medical arts. Indifferent. I have a set of meditative verses to teach the 2 of you. While they won't help you defeat an enemy, they will strengthen your body and health. If you're really that eager to learn some martial arts, you can go to the senior apprentices and learn from them. I won't stop you.
But in 6 months I'll only be testing your progress with this mantra. Fail to meet the standard, and you'll be sent straight to the outer sect as a disciple there. Do you 2 understand?
Understood. Understood.
You 2, get out! Come back first thing tomorrow morning!
Dr. Mo waved the 2 of them off, then picked up his book and began reading again.
Before leaving, Han Li couldn't help but glance at the book in Dr. Mo's hands. It was a shame he couldn't read. He only knew the title was 3 large black characters. They knew him, but he didn't know them.
Once he was outside Dr. Mo's room, Han Li let out a soft sigh of relief. Back in that room, I didn't dare breathe too loudly, and my mind was wound tight as a drum. Once I was outside, the tension vanished, and I felt like myself again. I'm finally a disciple of the 7 Mysteries sect. Even if it's just a probationary one, it's still better than being sent home.
Even if I fail the test in 6 months, I can still become an outer disciple like Third Uncle.
In Han Li's mind, his 3rd uncle was already a man of considerable status and standing. So he didn't take the assessment 6 months later to heart at all. In fact, he secretly hoped he wouldn't pass. That way he could leave the mountains sooner and see his parents and his beloved little sister again. In the days that followed, Dr. Mo taught them medical knowledge in the mornings. In the afternoons, he sent them to a study hall to learn the basics alongside other young disciples, reading and writing, the 12 regular meridians, the 8 extraordinary meridians, and the locations of the body's acupoints. They practiced horse stances, struck straw dummies, and drilled the basic martial arts forms. A month later, Han Li and the other boy were finally separated from the rest of the group. They no longer had time to learn anything else, because Dr. Mo began teaching them a nameless incantation
and practicing it consume most of their time. Sternly, you two must remember, do not pass this mantra on to anyone else. If it leaks out, I will punish you severely and expel you from the sect. During this time, Han Li gained a fairly detailed understanding of the Seven Mysteries sect and Dr. Mo through the words of others.
The Seven Mysteries sect has a main sect master named Wang Lu, who is a direct descendant of the Seven Extreme Sage, along with 3 deputy sect masters.
The sect is divided into 2 main parts, the outer sect and the inner sect. The outer sect has 4 branches: the Flying Bird Hall, the Treasure Gathering Hall, the Four Seas Hall, and the External Assignment Hall. The inner sect also has 4 branches: the 100 Judgments Hall, the 7 Extremes Hall, the Elder Patron Hall, and the Bloodblade Hall. And then there's the Council of Elders, which stands on equal footing with the Vice Sect Masters, answering only to the Sect Master himself.
Which hall does Dr. Mo belong to then? Slightly surprised. Dr. Mo doesn't belong to any hall. He's a patron of our sect. He wasn't originally a disciple of the Seven Mysteries sect. A few years ago, the sect leader was ambushed by enemies while traveling, sustaining grave injuries that left him on the brink of death. Just as everyone around him was at a loss, Dr. Mo happened to be there.
Dr. Mo's miraculous hands brought the sect master back from the brink, curing him completely and saving his life.
The sect master was, of course, immensely grateful to Dr. Mo. Later, they discovered that besides his exceptional medical skills, Dr. Mo also possessed considerable martial prowess. So they invited him to join the sect. They carefully selected a small valley in the mountains, built this residence specifically for him, and settled Dr. Mo within the Seven Mysteries sect. Thus, he became a member of the sect's Hall of Patrons, or IC. During Dr. Mo's time at the Seven Mysteries sect, we disciples never saw him in action, so we didn't know the strength of his martial arts. But he possessed superb medical skills and saved the lives of many sect members. So, even though he was often expressionless and spoke little, we still held him in high regard. Han Li slowly drew the energy flow within his meridians back into his dantian. This was the 7th major cycle he had completed today. He knew his body had reached its absolute limit. If he attempted another full cycle, his meridians would almost certainly rupture again, forcing him to endure that living hell once more. The mere thought of that agony, of his meridians tearing apart fiber by fiber, sent a chill down the spine of the normally fearless Han Li. Nervous, a cold sweat began to bead on his back.
It's been over half a year since Han Li joined the sect. The formal assessment for probationary disciples concluded more than 2 months ago. Only a small fraction of the probationary disciples can officially join the inner sect. Most of those examined fail to pass this hurdle. Those who don't make it have no choice but to shoulder their packs and head down the mountain to become outer sect disciples.
Most of these failed youths would be assigned to the Treasure Hall or the Swiftbird Hall. The most outstanding among them might receive further training, with a chance to be recruited into the better compensated. The best treatment in the outer sect is found in the Four Seas Hall. Unfortunately, the Four Seas Hall only recruits established figures from the martial world. Without 1 or 2 signature moves to your name, you can forget about it. And that's even more out of reach for these green, untested youths. Even now, Han Li still felt a chill run down his spine when he thought about what the other disciples had been tested on 2 months ago. First, a full circuit around the dozen-mile circumference of Kaisha Mountain. Then, team-based sparring in a remote, sparsely populated forest. And finally, holding your ground against a certain number of attacks from the senior disciples, who launched into a relentless, all-out assault. All these tests gave Han Li a renewed and not entirely unwelcome sense of schadenfreude. Han Li and Zhang Tai did not have to undergo those terrifying tests. As Dr. Mo himself had stated, they were only tested on their progress with that set of mantras.
But this hurdle wasn't as easy for Han Li to clear as he'd thought. Even now, Han Li remembered the circumstances of his cultivation back then with perfect clarity. This set of incantations is divided into 15 layers. I've only given you the first layer's cultivation method. If you two can master the first layer of the mantra within 6 months, I'll consider you passed. You'll become my formal disciples, enjoying the same privileges as the other inner disciples of the Seven Mysteries sect. Once Han Li learned from others about the stark difference in treatment between inner and outer disciples, he completely abandoned his initial plan of just muddling through the half year and becoming an outer disciple to go home. For him at that time, nothing else seemed as important as being able to earn more silver from the Seven Mysteries sect and have it sent back home. He had been utterly terrified by the poverty of his former life. Every extra tael of silver he could send home meant a little more comfort for his parents and siblings. After receiving the mantra from Dr. Mo, Han Li shut himself in his room. He began cultivating day and night, pouring every available moment into his practice. Since Dr. Mo gave them no guidance whatsoever, Han Li had to figure it out on his own. He studied how the other disciples practiced the Seven Mysteries sect's foundational internal art, the True Yang Force, and used that as a reference to forge his own path.
After 3 months of arduous cultivation using this method, Han Li was shocked. My progress with this mantra is painfully slow, even after exhausting every ounce of effort. All I can muster is a single, faintly cool stream of energy within me.
This energy is so faint, so elusive. If I don't focus my inner vision, I'd never even notice it.